Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. It is 11:11 exactly on my.
Look at us. Yeah.
We are on time. Isn't that cray-cray?
It's super cray-cray.
Awesome.
You guys, we get chit-chatting backstage because, the girls get together, we chit-chat, and all of a sudden we're like, whoa, 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 it's time to go on. And so, but we did it this time. So.
We did it.
Yay.
Yay.
But anyways, welcome. So good to be with you and just maneuver through the chaos that is America right now.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So now, family, as you pop in, please feel free to chit chat and discuss with and get off what's on your chest. This is the area to do that.
Safe space.
I know. I starred that.
Yeah.
Is this the uneducated view?
We are missing Andrea here. Andrea is a big part of that uneducated view there. So, but yeah, this is part of the uneducated view team. Anyhow, as you pop in, I just want you guys, if there's things that you're holding on to, please go ahead and just throw it on there. I did notice earlier, Jeff, I just wanted to let you know that I am sending your family love and light, and we'll also put it in the prayer section. It looks like his dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, so it's really shaken the family, and so we are wrapping you up with a lot of love right now, Jeff, and
yeah,
this is a good place for you to hang out with us. Good morning, strawberry rhubarb. So as you're popping in, you just pop in your questions. We storm, they go in. I know, I'm so sorry, Jeff. I know it just shakes the foundation. It's just devastating. But we're wrapping you up, Jeff.
Yes, we are.
So lots to discuss. I know that we had the big shakeup this week in regards to the SCOTUS.
The decision, the reversal,
and
the erasing of 50 years of goodness, I swear.
And so I know that we've been talking about this for the past few days, but it is a deal, and here we are.
I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, we all have each other here, and I think we've all really been doing a really good job of trying to kind of de-escalate our own emotions with all this, and I think all of our channels have in their own way provided a little outlet for everyone to vent and ask questions and bitch and moan, do whatever.
Yes, this is the place to do it. Let it on.
Yeah. And to think critically and be really constructive about how to take that next step from this. So,
and that's it. It's like these past few days, it's like we're all processing our emotions and going through things, and it's like, yeah, let's get that all out. Let's do the healing that we need for ourselves during these days. But then we really need to move into action.
That's
and can't stress enough to vote. We have to get out there and vote, especially in the red states. It is crucial for people to get out there.
Terry,
it's definitely a tower moment.
But we are holding each other up, and that's what the community is about. Thank you, Terry. That's well said. So at the end of the day, when we go to the couch, we're going to talk about some ways to look at this and maneuver through in a more positive way. So make sure to hang out until the end here when we go to the couch and have our little chit chat time. So, and I also just, the violence, It's really with the protesting. I really want to encourage people to be aware and present with their surroundings when they go out to protest and do these things, because there are some people who are going to take this opportunity to really step into their cray and do crazy stuff.
Make a statement, right?
Make a statement like that guy yesterday plowing through the people holding signs and sending people to the hospital. Could have been a lot worse.
There is a website. I on my community page, I posted different ways of how people can help, and there is a link on there for about protesting. If you're going out to protest, how to protect yourself. It's important for you to have certain phone numbers with you of a lawyer if by chance, God forbid, you get arrested, about posting things on social media on how to protect yourself, because people, they go, and to protect others around you too, because trust me, you are being watched, you are being, looked at. So make sure, take precaution. Look
Can
up
you
these
put that link in the?
Let me grab it and I will put it in the chat here.
Awesome. All right. So, we do have some questions here starred. We can get started. But again, welcome those who are popping in now. Welcome. And again, this is a safe place to kind of talk about how you're feeling in the chat and getting that all out, because we are supporting each other, lifting each other up, as Terry said, in this tower moment for us. And also questions, pop them in and we'll storm and let's.
And if anybody has any prayers they want to throw out there, we'll try to start those too.
Go ahead and you can also, here's Sonja's link. And so you would just click on it right now, those of you in the chat, and can you, I'm going to try to pin it. And so if you want to help out in any way, this is the link, and also how to protect yourself, right?
Yeah, it gives information of where you can march if you want to march, information on, like I said, how to protect yourself. And then I also have links for donating. That link is, if you want to help out by donation, it's called keepourclinics.org. Let me put that in there as well.
Yes.
And any information anyone needs about abortion, I have a couple of links too. So I'll put that in there as well.
All right, so I pinned that. Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
Sure.
That is awesome. Keep our clinics. I wish I could pin more than one thing, but I guess I can't.
Are you talking about if you're in YouTube, you can pin it where it's at the top of the chat?
Yeah, so I pinned one of hers, but you can't pin all of them, right?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, okay. So we'll keep putting those in. We'll put them again at the end, I guess, and so people can click on those. But if you want to click on those now and just save that. Okay, so again, the prayers, go ahead and put those in. We go over those at the end while we're on the couch. So thank you for that. All right, so let's get started. Oh, this is interesting. What does Oprah? Hi, good morning, Tina. What does Oprah think of her once best Dr. Oz? All right.
Ooh. Dr. Oz. Running for Senate, right?
He's yeah, right?
He's running for Senate?
Where is he running? I believe so.
And he's kind of a 45-ish, right?
Oh yeah.
So there's that. Okay.
He's yeah, he's running for the Senate.
Pennsylvania?
In Pennsylvania. Yeah, look at you. The uneducated view. All right. So okay. So what is
They're saying Pennsylvania in chat.
all right. You guys. All right, here we go.
Okay, so what does Oprah? I love that. Think about her once best Dr. Oz. Okay. Golly. You know, oh gosh. I'm venturing into unpopular.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not tapping into Oprah's energy.
For entertainment purposes only, anything that I say on this, because I'm really like I'm getting something.
I did that once, and yeah, not doing that again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her spiritual team came and shut it down real quick.
Ooh. Yeah, too many people trying to get into that business, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a tough one. Hang on, I'm starring prayer requests here.
You know, it's interesting here because you would think, oh my God, you know, that she would be like, oh yeah, that's horrible, regretful, blah, blah. But I kind of like this. I kind of like what I'm seeing here with her. And it's more of a higher perspective. She's coming from a higher, you know, like a different vibration with this. Of course, she's on the right side of history as far as regarding, getting the right people in place for government and like that. So I feel like obviously she wouldn't vote for him, but she also, you know, he's having a human experience. That's the kind of feel I get from her. He's having this human experience. It's his journey. It has nothing to do with me. Right. Mm-hmm. So, and so it's like, yeah, I'm sure she wouldn't approve of his politics and so forth like that. But as far as, does she have any? No, because, you know, we journey through life. We do like that. So I just feel like there's like this whole different level of understanding of human experience and like that with this. I'm having a hard time to find the words, but that's what I'm sensing from her.
Yeah, I picked up a little bit on what you're sensing there, Debbie. I have the Knight of Swords. So I do think that and I got that with the treadmill. So this is him running, right? But I think she probably feels that he may be a little impulsive with this and moving quickly with this. And that maybe he should take more consideration and thinking about this more. I have the Four of Swords with the cave. So, you know, but she has some concerns. I got the Nine of Swords. But her concerns are more from a motherly aspect,
right?
You know, a caring aspect, you know. It's Mother Oprah, so she's always, regardless. It's kind of like a mom. Regardless of what your kids do, you're always going to love them. You're always going to have your concerns. But like you said, everybody has to lead their own life and learn their own lessons and do their own thing. So
exactly,
that's where she's coming from in that way.
Exactly.
Karen says, I say impulsive. She's like, I say he's egomaniac.
Yeah.
Well, this is Oprah being kind.
You know, he has his own things to work through and challenges to go through in this lifetime. And she's just seen it from that higher perspective.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm interpreting what they're showing me here.
Okay.
And I did not step into her energy. Thank you for the warning. I just asked the spirit team to show me. Yeah.
That was that's a story for another time, but that was crazy.
All right, Lisa, you tell us what you got there.
I use the deck of character on this. I think that, I mean, I do agree with what you all are saying about it. I do think that she takes on kind of a nurturing aspect with him. And I got compass. I think she believes he's trying to find his own way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a grown man. He can do what he wants to do. But I do think that she comes from an era, as I believe, I feel the same way on this too. I got ghost and I got self. And I think that she is, there's really a tendency to, I mean, it's really hard to do it now, even for myself, but there is a tendency to appreciate what the other side is saying, but if you have a friend or a loved one that's on that side, it's like, okay, I'm going to listen to you, and that's fine. But I'm not going to judge you 100% on, as long as you don't attack me, we're good. I think that's where it is. I think it's just she's being supportive. She's thinking of her history with him, with that ghost, her history with anyone that seems to be kind of venturing that way.
Mm-hmm.
I did get magnet. I got sprout, and I do think that she feels like he's got a lot of support, and that's something that she's accepting tremendously. But she packs a punch. She's got her own opinions. Watchdog. She's protecting herself. And candle and dust. I'm kind of making that kind of feels like, she's being very aware of what's going on with this. And she is totally aware of her, we can go back with the ghost on that, her relationship with him. It's a very public connection. So that's something you kind of have to use kid gloves with, back to the punch card. So you got to be, she's got a little finesse with this. So she wants him to, not crash and burn, but at the same time, I think, I don't know. I think she's being supportive from a distance, but at the same time standing firmly on her own beliefs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Those are really good cards too, to follow up with what, yeah. So yay, Oprah, taking the higher ground here and really staying in that spiritual place.
Yeah, she's like, I know how to stay in my own lane.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. Where's my other, my cursor was missing.
What?
I know. All right. So I want to, this question came in. Oh. Carol. I know this just came in, but I like the question and I kind of want to go there, and then we'll follow up on.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we'll go back to the line of questions coming in. All right. So Carol, and again, I just want to pause and say hello again to everyone. Hugger, and welcome this morning or afternoon. To me, it's morning. All right. Will Supreme Court justices who lied during their confirmation hearings be impeached for lying under oath? Oh, I love this question. Again, I was thinking, Carol, last night about this exact thing. I didn't tap into the energy at the time, so this will be new to kind of step into this to see what's going to happen. But my thoughts exactly. Like, how can you? And it's recorded. Did they not even think this through? Like that we would come back and it would be like shown over and over again that they lied. I mean, It's like on repeat for some people. It's just repeat. lying, repeat lying. It's just.
Well, I think too, that's a lot of that, superior attitude that, they say what they want, they do what they want, and feel that they can get away with things.
All right, I used my pendulum. I got a yes, but it was that weird oval thing that happens. So I'm gonna throw some cards, but
yeah, Marita says, why would it be okay for the Supreme Court justice to pressure themselves? They just think they can just sit there and blah blah, and then totally have a different agenda. So is it going to take them, to prove that they went in knowingly that they were going to, you know what I mean? Are they going to just use the excuse, well, at the time of the hearings, what I said was truth, and then later they changed their mind. You know what I mean? How are they going to? It'll be a tough one, but let's see.
So I got the 5 of Cups with the Forest, and I feel like the lies, the deception, I feel like they're going to try to worm their way around that somehow in finding a way to get past that. They also got the 2 of Wands. So that's the decision. Yeah. Decision that's going to be made. I got the Demon with that. So it will be presented, will be discussed. But I came out with the Ace of Cups with dust. So I feel like that they will possibly be impeached on that. The base of my deck, I have the Ace of Pentacles and the rainbow underneath this one. So, I mean, from the outcome looks good. We'll see.
With my cards, it's. I'm sorry. Were you even?
No. I was just. That's it. I was like, it's interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah, like I said, my pendulum said yes, but it was that weird kind of semi-oval yes. And obviously, throw more cards on that, right? To get a bigger story. I got the Lovers, and I got the 2 of Cups, which is love. And I think this, and I'll put this with it too. I got the 3 of Pentacles, which is the Works. I think all this together supports that whole thing where, this sets such a precedence. This is such a new thing and such a public thing that we kind of don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. We know what we need to do about it. But, it's like, how do you... There are no checks and balances anymore, we have learned, right, on anything. And that makes it even more difficult to police the police, so to speak. So we're kind of in a situation where it's a difficult spot to get into that. But I do think it's on the table to consider that happening with the impeachment, because, I mean, that just makes sense. But I did get the 8 of Pentacles, which is prudence, and that's taking a closer look at everything and all that. And then I got the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a little karmic thing happening. This. And it's going to be big because I got the Princess of Swords, activist. And I also got the 4 of Wands. And in this deck, it's completion. So I think there is going to be something that's really, again, more processes and not something super fast, guys. And that's super annoying for all of us, right? And I get that. But I think something will prevail with this. But my very last card, I got the Victory card. So I do think there will be justice in regards to who everybody thinks is our justice. They're just they're in deep trouble, guys. I think it's going to be a big deal. I really do.
There's going to be so much that's going to be happening all the way up to election time. It's going to get crazy. Crazy.
And you know, people are people, humans are humans. All we got to do is have them all start turning on each other like normal, like what is happening with the hearings. Once people get pushed in a corner, their loyalty diminishes a little bit. So,
yeah, a lot of this is just about getting it in the record, right? You can impeach these people. It doesn't mean they leave the court. It's
True.
just they've been impeached. You know what I mean? It just
right.
It hasn't Trump been impeached twice or something,
right.
And it doesn't seem to matter. But what it does do is it does put it in record, and I feel a lot of that's going on with this. I do see them. I feel like. I do feel like Pelosi's going to go this one. I feel, push this through. I do see them looking at it right now with the Seven of Pentacles. They're taking a look at this now, and to take action. So you have putting it all together and taking action with that Two of Wands. I do see that it's going to be there's going to be rewards with this in doing this. It might not be what we want, like for them to be kicked off the court because they've been impeached, but there will be a positive out of this, and the reaction here is the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords coming here. So I was a little like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, this is like a stalemate, a truce, or what's coming in with this reaction that it's like, it's more about, and so that's when I got the message. My spirit team brought in the message of it's more about getting it on the books than any real, them leaving. It's literally about showing that they lied
Purposefully.
And that's what they're saying here, literally. And these are three major arcana. That's crazy, right? But anyways, it's literally to show that they lied under oath and to get that in record. So I don't know. We want to see more. We want to see him like,
yeah, because it's like going on record. It's like, okay, and
but that's what they are doing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what, interesting. But great question, Carol. Yeah, Teresa says, I think in the future they should be questioned while wearing a lie detector. Right. Get it out right then. Okay. Another question I want to go into here, and I didn't see if someone wrote it, but since we're on the SCOTUS right now, will they take this opportunity to, because we literally have, they made it so there was 9 justices because there were 9 districts, right? There were 9 circuit courts, but now we have 13 circuit courts. So it does offer the opportunity. Well, we need 13 justices, right? That makes sense. Will Biden go this route? I know that the other day when I was reading on Biden and like that, he was being pushed from all, he was just like, I want to do something. He felt really, I felt like there was a lot of frustration, a lot of like, but being pushed, like, what we need to do something. And so I'm wondering if he's going to take this opportunity to build up the court and possibly get to the because what are we waiting for?
Is that how you want it?
Yeah. Will Biden take the opportunity to expand the SCOTUS? Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Brian, yeah, an odd number, so there wouldn't be a tie vote, and so 13. So will he take this opportunity? The thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, family here, everybody has to vote on it, like the Senate, the House, or whatever. They all have to vote these people in, right? Is that correct? I feel like
I believe
so.
so.
That's where we come in. That's where we come in. That's where I hesitate, because I just can't imagine that the people that we have in place right now would stand for that. So
Yeah.
would Biden, I wonder if he'd wait till after November?
The president nominates someone for a vacancy on
Right.
the court.
So
and
he
the Senate votes to confirm.
Right. Okay. Confirmation. Thanks, guys. Yeah, exactly. So they have to confirm it. So what happens if they don't confirm his choice?
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be pushback with that.
Ooh, there's going to be big pushback. So would he wait until after November to see who's sitting in the Senate, or the timing on this? But let's see if this is something that he's looking at.
Yeah, timing would definitely be key.
All right. Okay. You guys getting any sense to things here?
No, my stuff's actually very confusing. I'll hold up what I
This
have.
whole thing is a little confusing.
I'll go with it. I got smoke. I got camouflage. That makes me feel like there's nothing really clear cut on having that happen. And I also got wrestling ring and glasses. And that makes me feel like there's there's another element to this. It's not so cut and dry where he can just do that. There's something else that has to be put in place for that. And I also got house under construction, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, well, I just feel like they're with your cards, Lisa. I feel like they're already in process behind the scenes. Does that make sense? Does that feel right to you? It's already under construction. You have the camouflage.
Definitely with the under construction, yeah.
But you have the camouflage, and so it's kind of behind the scenes. They've already been kind of working on this under wraps.
Well, and that's probably the wrestling too. That's probably the back and forth with getting that under
right, getting the people, and who wants to, you know what I mean? Even though this is the highest court in the land, again, if someone came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be president?" I'd be like, "Hell no." Yeah. And so you got to understand what you're asking people to do when you're asking them to step up and be in this position of justice.
Yeah.
I mean, you just saw them totally tear down and attack a perfectly beautiful, intelligent, to fill a position in the court. You saw what happened to her. And so can you imagine? So, yeah, I feel like they are. I think you're onto something there, Lisa. What do you have there, Sonja?
I feel like he is working on things. I have the Queen of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. So again, I think it's a timing thing, and it's really important of when some sort of action is going to take place. But things are being looked at. It's under consideration. I also got the Lovers with the Five of Pentacles. So like this is that pushback that I was feeling. That my guides are sharing with me, like it's going to come with some type of pushback, and it's not going to be like this perfect union or solution. But I feel that with the Magician and the Page of Pentacles here, again, I'm feeling the timing with this. If the timing is right and everything is laid out in a manner that it's like a really strategic move, I think that it can bring out some good news with that. The possibility of expanding, and at the base of the deck, I have the Strength card. So it's going to come. It's going to come with a little bit of a price there. It's going to be a lot of work in order for that to happen. But I feel that they're definitely, or he's definitely taking a look at that.
I do too. I feel, and again, I'm just totally bouncing on Lisa's cards and the energy Lisa brought in. I really feel they're already they've been working on it already, and I feel they are working on it. However, with all that pushback that both Sonja and I also got, they want victory over this. So it's not something they're just going to jump in. You see here the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands. Wow. And it's not something, you didn't see any swords here. So this is not something that you act and then think later. You literally are preparing and strategy.
And trying to be creative about it.
Yeah, got to come. And again, they're not going to be. This is not the Republican Party coming in, right? This is the Democratic Party. They work with strategy, and they don't just come in and cheat and lie and gaslight. They might do a little of that. They're politicians, however, they don't do it like the others. So I feel like their hope is you have the 10 of Pentacles and bringing in possibly the 13 down the road, but they're going to do it strategically. So we might see because you want to keep it. So it's 9 now. You want to keep it at that odd number, like Jeff was bringing in. So there's not a tie, constant tie. So maybe 11. Yeah, I'm seeing
it's a chess game.
It is a chess game. So a little at a time. He's not going to go in and go, okay, here's 5 more justices.
Yeah.
No, but I do see 11. I do see that as a possibility. And but they're working. I do feel they're already working on it. So Pamela brought in question. Yeah, like the number. Yeah, 11. That's right. Pamela brought in this question that's kind of a follow-up to this one. So I thought we'd snap in on that one. We have after the midterms, will Biden increase? So will it be after the midterms that we're looking at this shift? And that was what initially kind of dropped in. But will it be, you can do your pendulum. Oh, you are, huh? I knew you would.
I'm doing it. Let's see.
No, we did not talk about this, Jan. I'll star that. But I can tell you Clarence Thomas is leaving.
I got a no.
I got a tiny no.
That after the midterms?
Yeah, not after the midterms.
When will he do it then?
Well, then it turned it kind of into a bigger no, a little bit. Is there a different way to ask that question?
I'm going to ask. What year are we? We're in 2022. 20. Will we see a shift? Will we see in 2023?
I'm feeling like somewhere in the beginning of 2023 is when we'll hear more about this. And it feels like around the midterms, it just feels like it's just too much. There's so much going on. And to add this on it, I feel like it's kind of a timing thing with all of this. Terry says before the midterms. I don't even think it'll be before the midterms.
I do see in 2023 moving forward to bring that balance to bring us back in balance.
Well, I like what Karen said.
Hearing that.
Karen said it may not be necessary to increase the court if we can get rid of the corrupt judges.
Right. I feel like that's the focus right now. But I do feel that they are going to increase it.
Yeah, but not before the midterms, though.
Correct. But they are moving towards revamping courts as they are. Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
I love it. It's like, can we get rid of the corrupt judges? Can we get rid of the corrupt system? Let's just. There's so much.
Look, guys, I pulled just 2 cards, just 2, and they're promising. I got the Justice card and the Chariot. It's almost saying movement.
Yeah,
the justice system. So.
Absolutely. They. The other night, if you watched on Friday night with Lisa and I and Andrea and
Linda G.
And Linda G. How can I forget? When RBG came in, she was showing me a total sweeping out of that whole SCOTUS. So there's going to be a sweeping out. And so she's like, not to worry about that. They are going to sweep out.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, because one of my little messages I got was about focus. And I think that's very important, because because when we all get together, we're like, yes, tell us these things, right?
Yeah.
We want to know these things, but there's definitely a need to focus, on each individual issue, and that will completely gather up to get that big picture sorted out a little bit better. But there's so much BS going on at the same time, guys. It's too difficult to stream them all together to have it all make sense to where everything's fixed. There's too much, like what Debbie said with her metaphor. There's too much to sweep up. There's a lot of cleaning. A lot of cleaning. It has to be taken care of. Yeah.
It's coming. She said, from what I remember, she said, it's been needed for a while.
Let's take out that trash.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's burn it while we're at it.
Set on fire.
And it's not just the trash. It's not just the trash in the can that you can see literally picking up the rug and sweeping it out. And you know what that symbolizes. That
all
means
the hidden stuff.
All the hidden stuff that has been swept under the rug for years.
And reevaluate the stuff that's out in the open.
Exactly.
Because, if all that is coming out, it just as a part of the process, existing things need to change. So you got to reach that level of balance to move forward. So it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Jeez. All right. So back to the top here. Oh boy. Lawyer. I watched The Family on Netflix last night. Is that what is going on with the crazy views? This theory that there are chosen people. So I don't know this show.
Neither do I.
However, I feel like we could still, if you can give lawyer, if you can kind of just an educated view, remember, dumb it down a little bit for us to help us understand what the show is. You need to watch it. Oh, okay. So
The family, it's a series that follows on the return of the mayor's young son, who was presumed dead after disappearing over a decade earlier.
that Jesus.
Oh, it sounds like a political kind of show.
Lawyer says it's that Jesus chooses certain people. Oh, okay. So, okay, Trump. Okay, so it's like the belief system, and let me know if. Oh, she said.
Oh, that's not it. Okay, I've got the wrong show.
So, I think
you got all in the family. Not that guy.
That's hilarious. Okay, so I think I understand, lawyer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in a nutshell, there in the Christian belief system, you have where when people are in power, they've been chosen by God. It's predestined that they be in that position, whether or not it wreaks chaos or wreaks good. It doesn't matter, because they just fully will follow whoever is in power, because they are the chosen ones to be in that position at that time. And
Yeah.
and lawyer says yes. So yes, this is real. This is a true belief, and that's a lot of who would have been following. However, isn't this, yeah, even if it's Hitler, yes, lawyer, but isn't this interesting? Because 45 is no longer in power. Biden's been placed in the presidency, so you see how that's a little hypocritical, because they're not following that. Mm-hmm. They're not following Biden, who was placed in power.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're a little hypocritical with this.
Right.
But yeah, that is absolutely a true belief within that system, that if you're placed in that position, you've been placed by God.
Yeah.
Whew. They will follow you to the ends of the earth.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it's just always so unbelievable to me how people utilize the Bible for their own personal interest and change things around that as it pertains to them, and in utilizing that as a tool. And it's
right.
like, how many different ways you can interpret things, but your way is the right way.
I mean, that's like basic English literature and stuff. If you have 3 people read a book, you're going to get 3 different interpretations of different things sometimes. And
exactly.
It's based on your personal experience. It's based upon your own education on things and stuff like that. And people, shamelessly do use the Bible as that kind of a thing. This is a very ancient, old piece of literature that has been revised a few times, but along the way, not only do you have whatever your religion is saying it means,
mm-hmm.
you can also inject your own interpretation, and then you've got all the other religions across the board,
exactly.
So with all of that together, it's like, okay, so what is it? And therein lies the confusion. But for those who are just so over the edge and wacky, they do use that to their advantage for their own purposes and
mm-hmm.
for their own agenda. And that is so opposite of what religion should be. And religion should be all encompassing.
Mm-hmm.
You should not single out any one group. And there's nothing in there. I don't care if you're reading the Quran. I don't care if you're reading the Bible, New Testament, whatever, all that stuff. There's nothing in there that really indicates so much hate.
Exactly.
It is not in there. I don't care what you are. It does not exist.
Yeah.
It only exists when we make it a thing. When we make it exist.
And I like what Carol says there. Jesus gets a bad rap. They fail to see his law is love. And that's it right there. Yeah. And Lisa, great point. There is hate in the Bible, but it's organized religions that they're showing in the Bible that hate people who aren't following their specific
Their
rules.
Their beliefs.
Exactly.
Their
And
own beliefs.
they
Yeah.
miss it. They miss it. They're like, you know, and they're doing exactly what the those people are doing. It's just,
Lawyer says they even call Trump a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him per se the spiritual awakening, but God knows he sure has brought about one.
That's true. y'all have been awakened, right?
Yes.
After
Yes, he
him being
has.
in office, right? So
there's a little truth to that, but in a different context, for sure. I always say that he was the necessary evil that needed to happen to, because America for so long has just put a Band-Aid over everything, all our problems, all of our issues, and literally he ripped that Band-Aid off. So now we see all the ooze and the pus and everything else that's been brewing over years and years, and stuff that needed to come. Yeah, exactly, Pamela. Stuff that needed to come into the light. That darkness needed to come into the light so we can try to heal it and fix it, because it's a mess.
And which leads kind of into what I think, I hope I'm not overstepping this, I think what we're going to talk about on the couch. You know, religion can inject so much fear.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what it is. It's based on fear.
It's based on fear.
That's that control. That's how the control comes in.
Can control.
And what's more scary for any group who is not open-minded and willing to really try to understand people who live in a way that might not be their little mold, the unknown, fear of the unknown. If they don't know it and it makes them nervous, it's bad. You know, that's what all of them are led to believe.
Right. Ricky says it. So God-fearing, right? So I love your icon.
I do too. I was like, that's the perfect icon right now.
Yep. But here's the deal. Any religious beliefs aside, bless you on your journey, on your own belief system journey, bless you. However, how is it that in our highest court, the Supreme Court, they can't even separate fucking church from state right now? It's in our face, in our highest court, and they're not separating church from state.
Yep.
Because they're bringing their beliefs to the court.
Yep.
And making decisions from their religious beliefs.
Yeah. And
it's in our highest court, people, and that's where now that's appropriate place to be fearful. Right?
Right. And everybody has a right to have their own beliefs, but you know, your beliefs
you don't bring it in to try to control for all.
Find your tribe and do that. Yeah. Don't push that onto other people.
Your own personal agenda.
And definitely don't persecute them. Don't penalize them for not following whatever your belief system is. It's just not cool. Yeah, not cool.
Nope. So just got on my soapbox, didn't I?
Yeah, we all did there for a second.
All right. Woo. Well, anyways, Laura, you really brought up a hot topic there, didn't you? Let's read this one. I was taking time to read it now, but let's. Okay, so hi, Karen. Did you see Lloyd Austin's press release? Secretary of Defense says the health of women will be protected across all branches of service, largest employer of U.S. Yes. So the Pentagon came out and said we are not following this ruling of Supreme Court. So yay to that. Mm-hmm. But while we're here, Karen, I just want to also, since I'm on my soapbox, say here that how in the world can someone tell me I have to carry through with a pregnancy when I'm the one risking my life. Every pregnancy is a risk.
Yeah.
Every woman has to kind of face the fact I could lose my life doing this. Way back in the day, it was one of the biggest causes of death for women.
Yep.
In 2020, we had almost 900 women in the U.S. die in relation to pregnancy. And whether it was during pregnancy or 45 days after giving birth. So you have that time period. In 2020, how is that even still, you know what I'm saying? So it is absolutely a place where women have to think, I want to have a family. I want to give birth. I want to go through this process, but all of us have to think, and I'm risking my life to do it.
Well, even pregnancy itself is a case by case basis. Will the pregnancy kill you?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It has killed
financially, all that stuff.
It does kill women. We have to. So they're forcing us, tying our hands on whether or not we want to risk our life to have this baby. In general,
Ridiculous.
It's a possible death sentence every time someone says, "Okay, I'm going to get pregnant," because I mean, so that's what they're asking. They're taking our rights away on that.
Here's another issue. That I work for a nonprofit organization where we look for prospective parents that are interested in fostering and adopting. There are over 425,000 children in the foster care system. Over 425,000 kids in the system. So now what you're doing is that you're pushing for women to have these kids, some of them that may not want to be parents and deal with these situations. And so now we're adding more kids to the system.
Yeah.
And I just love how they're just like, yeah, let's we got to protect and save, the children, this unborn fetus. And it's like, who's going to take care of them? What are you doing? I mean, we're pushing so hard to find people to deal with the kids that we already have in the system, but yet you're just adding more to the problem. And it's just, it's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching.
And I had just up on the screen, that someone shared a little bit of their story, that they almost died during in their last pregnancy. I almost died twice, and it's lucky for the system we have in play. I mean, all the healthcare and what how far they've come, but they almost couldn't even save me from my last one.
Wow.
So, and I went into a coma and all of that. So, that death sentence, if you're pregnant, it's a real deal. And I was told, do not have any more children. So now, if there was not birth control, if they take my birth control and they take my right away and of my own health care, my personal well-being away from me, it's a true death sentence to me.
Yeah.
And so, just saying.
And there's women out there that need birth control just to help with regulating their own systems and to, help them in that way. And so taking that away from them, that right to, regulate your own body, then it's just, I don't know. It's unbelievable. It really is.
Yes, Diva, it is still dangerous today. Like I said, in 2020, there was almost 900 deaths of women. And so, and of course, then you look at people of color, communities. It's a higher rate, right?
Yep.
Y'all. And
yeah, this is definitely going to turn into a situation where if you are privileged and wealthy, you can get those little hidden abortions or whatever as needed. Because they're going to still keep doing what they're doing. It's going to be a whole hypocritical thing. They will be able to do it and get away with it because they're going to make sure that the access is not there for everyone else.
Yeah.
And that again it's totally inappropriate.
There's just so many levels to this. Like it's insane.
Because you can't tell me if anybody, on the SCOTUS, if they have a relative that is in that situation, needs it done. You can't tell me they're not going to have that done somehow. There's no way.
And Big Pharma. That's what I was saying, Chris, the other night. Big Pharma's going to lose out on this. I can't believe they're not fighting. You know.
They're going to trust. They're going to fight.
Okay,
they're going to fight.
Let's look at this. Michelle, my belle, one of my beautiful members. Will this bring out both changes? Are people going to? All right. So
we're talking about the birth control here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, will all this that we're talking about, and we're all screaming right now. We're like, ah! Will this bring out the vote? Will people go, okay? Even people that wouldn't normally, is it going to get people off the couch to vote?
To get out to vote.
Will it get those moderates out there to vote? And on the left side here, is it going to turn some states blue rather than red? You know what I'm saying? Or is it going to get people out to vote? Yeah. And again, welcome everyone. Good to see you all here. It's always nice to hang out with you on Sunday mornings. And please, if you haven't gone, please go to these beautiful ladies' channels and subscribe as well. We'll get the vote out. Well, yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. People literally are leaving what they knew or what they've been doing, and they are forging their own path towards what they believe in. They're not voting party, they're voting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I have a yes.
I have a yes.
My pendulum said yes.
I knew it would.
Of course it would.
I got the Magician, strong card of action. With the King of Wands, this is very visionary. People are going to come out in droves. And then I got the Two of Pentacles. And just look at the picture, right? It looks like a woman back from the olden times, but look at the scales. The scales are balanced with the Two of Pentacles here. However, it will come with the price. I do have at the base of the deck of the Tower card. So it's going to be crazy. But just underneath that is the Sun. So we got to go through the chaos in order to get to that moment. But yes, it will bring people out for sure. And definitely more blue states, I think, are going to, or at least close to it. It's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even need to say a whole lot. I got the Hierophant, and I got the World.
Yeah.
I got the King of Cups and the Four of Cups. I think those are all
there
very
you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yes, over
Beautiful.
here.
So yes, we're going to see a lot more come in. Lawyer says this Republican votes beliefs, and so that's what we love seeing. Lawyer, vote beliefs.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's see. Where was I going? Oh.
Yeah, I think this subject for a lot of people, even those that are afraid to speak out, to say anything for fear of being criticized, that, you know, when you're in that voting space, that's where you have your private time. So I think a lot of people who may have people around them that agree with the decision, I think a lot of them are going to be hidden and voting against that. So.
Okay, so hi, Joanne. I feel like we talked about this a little bit before, and we do feel like there's going to be, they will not let this lay or lie, however you say that. We feel that they possibly could go through an impeachment trial. Not that it's going to, I mean, it's literally for record and to show that, you know what, lying is not the way to go here. Yeah. But anyways.
It's like lead by example, guys. You know, if you don't want anybody else to lie under oath, then you all should not lie under oath.
Right.
Right.
Just makes sense. Yeah, but okay.
What is that, like elementary 101?
Pretty much, yeah.
So we feel something's going to happen, you know, something like that will play a part here. So I'm going to go, since we are getting closer to going to the couch here, I'm going to go down and scroll, and here is one of my members' questions. So we'll take that. Terry. Hi, Terry. Will the dark money of traffickers come to light? And their support of campaigns of the old guard. Okay. And so looking traffickers.
Are we talking?
So help us. Can you spell this out a little more for us, Terry?
Are we talking sex trafficking or drug trafficking, or
help us understand the question a little bit, so we're going in the right direction here with this.
Excuse me.
It's all good, Terry.
Oh, you're fine, Terry.
Are you kidding?
We just want to get the right answer.
You're talking to me here. Grammar messed up.
Oh, back in a sec, guys. Sorry.
Yes. So,
campaigning contributions,
sex trafficking kids too. Yeah. So so this whole thing, are these dark people that have been? Will they trace it back to people who have supported campaigns of like Trump and those type of people? So are they going to be able to trace some of this money back to and connect those who are part of the shadows here? All right. So that's what I'm going to, does that make sense to you?
It makes sense. And I got a yes with my pendulum, but I'll pull it cards too.
So that is possibly that is part of all this, is as they follow the money, that they're following it back to some of these situations. Okay.
So this is, I heard you, sex trafficking? Is that?
Well, it's just overall, but yes, part of that. Like, so are they tracing the dark money basically? And will it lead back to some of these organizations or underground organizations of the trafficking?
Okay.
Like Matt Gates, Roger Stone. And then you have Epstein, you know, like those, and maybe even others. So, okay. I feel they're looking at connections of this. It's interesting. I didn't get, and I'm going to throw again. I got 0. I do see that this is a hot topic, obviously. I don't know that it's interesting. I'm not getting that they're purposely looking for, but they're going to find it. Does that make sense? They're going to find it. By following the money trails, they're going to land in these areas, but I don't know that they're looking specifically because of. But
well,
again.
all right. Well, I got the Ace of Swords, which sounds like it's definitely going to be uncovered. So there's that. But I did get Judgment, but I got the 5 of Pentacles. And
Okay.
which is interesting because here we are with a child that's kind of in trouble there. I think that I don't know. I really kind of want to go with what you're saying, Debbie, because I feel like there's something that's not going to be so deliberate, an unintentional finding of some sort, like all of it's so messy that it's something that can be stumbled upon pretty quickly because there's a lot of carelessness and stuff. I got the 9 of Wands. It's that card you kind of like where going through some, it's like swimming through the sand, So yeah, there's something there that's that will be recognized, but it's going to take gosh, how do I want to say this? I think we always say there's always going to be surprises along the way and that kind of stuff. But I feel like there's going to be something where they find something and they determine that it's one thing, but it turns out to be the dark money.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
They're going to be like, oh my gosh, we're onto something. Let's follow this lead. But it's going to be like, oh, well, there we go. Yeah. And then that will lead to the other chain of things. But I really do feel like there's already something that they kind of know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I think there's something that they already had their finger on a little bit. But the more the merrier, right? They want to make sure they get more in their little profile for all that stuff. But that's what I've got.
Well, I got the airplane with the love goddess. So I feel like this is the trafficking that's happening.
Wow.
And then I got the moon with the drunken sailor. So as they're going along this trail, things will come to light. They're going to see the mess of everything that's going on. And then I also got the wrestling ring with the claw. Ooh. So I feel like, they're going to definitely try to claw their way out of things. It's going to be a lot going on. And like Lisa had mentioned, I think it's something that they're just going to kind of stumble upon. And then I pulled just 2 other cards from my deck. I got the Ace of Cups with the Hierophant. So a lot of teachings and information it's going to come out of that. The base of this deck is the Magnet. So the magnet in the dumpster.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Wow. Wow. Mic drop. Okay. Well, yep. I do feel as they are doing this investigation and doing all this, it will come to light. Again, though, I'm not seeing that they're purposely looking but it will come to light.
Mhm.
And they're going to develop on that and move. They're going to move on it. Once it comes to light, they're going to move on it, and people are coming down. The Ten of Swords. So, wow. All right. And it's interesting. The ace, we all got aces. So I find that interesting as well. All right. Thanks.
So
almost. I think we have one more question. We have time for one more question, and then we'll go to the couch.
While you grab that, I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Okay. Some of these questions we already answered through other questions, so
right.
Let's look at. It looks like there's a couple in regards to Clarence, so let's look at him. And Pamela, thanks for hanging out with us. Blessings to you as you do your day today.
Bye, Pamela.
Thank you. With Mark Kelly campaign. Awesome. All right. So Clarence Thomas. How is this playing out for him? I did do a deep dive on Clarence, and it will be uploaded within the next week or so. However, let's take a look.
So we're just looking at Clarence.
What are we looking at about Clarence Thomas?
We're just kind of overall, kind of like what's the deal with him?
Ugh.
All right.
And Gigi was asking if Amy, Amy on the Supreme Court, what's her last name? What's her last name? Amy Corva.
I can't think. I know you're talking about Barrett.
Club
Barrett.
Barrett.
Good morning, everyone.
Barrett.
Yeah, I'm good.
Barrett.
It's so funny because I thought it would be like, oh yeah, no, she didn't. You know what I mean? But I'm getting a.
See, I got it right. See,
Tony Barrett
is not always so uneducated.
She wants to know if she actually is hiding that she had an abortion, which, you know what, if that's it's a woman's choice. I'm not against that. What I would be against if she's doing this whole thing on the court and she is being a hypocrite. And I'm getting a possibility that she did, because I literally, in my mind, I was going, no, she didn't have one. She's too like whatever, and everything that I threw and looked at, it was a yes. But so that's interesting. That's interesting, Gigi. All right, back to Clarence. I just wanted to do that really quick because she's a member, and We're going onto the couch after this. So Clarence.
Well, here's what I have on Clarence. I got lounge chair for him. I still think that he feels like he's untouchable on a certain level. He's very convinced of that. But there is something with him, because I got fire and I got thief. I do think that whether, okay. Well, I'll go to my next card or what I'm going to say next. But I think with the fire and thief, I think that on some level, he does realize that, things are escalating a lot, especially around him personally, him and his spouse, that whole thing, right? So there's, he's really trying to, because you notice the whole thing with him is he doesn't speak ever. He never has anything to say about anything. But now he's saying things. And I think he's saying things because he knows that there is a tornado coming his way.
Ooh.
And I think he knows that somebody has something on him to say, him and his lovely lady. And repairman. I think he's really trying to, he thinks I really feel like he thinks, okay, I'm going to say justicey things because that's my position. Because that'll offset the fact that everybody thinks that we suck right now, is what I think he's doing. So that's why he's, throwing out there, well, let's look at these other issues. All of a sudden, he's this active member of the SCOTUS, and his belief system we know is completely off of kilter. And oh my gosh, and Jenny is just a hot mess. But I got treadmill and bulldozer, which are totally two opposing cards. This makes me feel like he wants to make a change. I think it's like almost like a Hail Mary. Like he's trying to do this whole thing to put his name behind some major history book moment for himself. But with the treadmill, it's he's just not. There's no substance behind it. There's no validity behind it. There's no. He's grasping at straws to make himself relevant and to offset what we think his wife has been in the middle of too. Because I do think it's interesting that, and everybody kind of talks about it. We've had fresh out the Jan 6 thing. We've got this whole SCOTUS thing happening. And that's the treadmill and bulldozer too. There's something about those two elements happening at the same time that's making things look ridiculous. And it's a distraction for all of us. It's like, do we focus on this or that? There's
he's being
and that kind of, I think that goes along with, I feel like I'm rambling too much. Okay, I'll say one last thing. That kind of goes along with my feelings. It's me talking about the whole divide and conquer thing. If you put enough crap out there if you have 20 people that like 20 different things, you put 20 things out on the floor for them, it's going to be difficult to vote on one thing because they all have different things to look at. But if you have this one topic out there and 20 people, that's an easier thing. We got all this shit peppered out there, and I think it's creating a lot of confusion. And I think that's a lot of the bigger deal here. But anyway, that's just me. I'm done.
You're off. You go, Lisa.
I'm done. I don't even know if that made sense, but it made sense to me. So damn it, there you have it. That's my vote.
I gotcha.
She's like, mic drop. There you go.
So stupid.
My cards really show how much he's in his ego right now.
Yeah.
I got the devil with the self. So, I mean, he is just obsessed with himself.
And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll wait for my soapbox. You go.
Okay. He's really into himself. He's really addicted with this power, this feeling of power that he's in. I got the Knight with the Queen of Cups. he really thinks he's this visionary, this person, and that he's here to rescue America. And God, he's really into that power. And then I got the unicorn with the 9 of Pentacles. So, you know, for him, it's all about wealth and power and control. So he is so into himself right now. I mean, that's all it really points out for me with my cards. The base of my deck, I got the 3 of Pentacles. So, you know, he's in cahoots with his peeps, and he's like, oh, we're making progress. We're making things happen here. So he's a scary man.
Yeah, that's just a whole nother piece of the puzzle, I think. Okay, so my piece of the puzzle here, we're bringing it together, and it all fits. But you know what? When he started on the court, how many years ago? How many years has he been on the court now? 30?
At least 30. Close to 30.
His whole thing was, I'm here to make liberals' lives hell. That's what he wanted to do. And that's what he's been underlining and doing since he's been on the court. He literally, in quotes, said that. That's not something I'm making up. And so, you know, he got in there and he's just trying to make liberals, because he has some, like, what they have done, because they've made my life hell. I don't know how, but that's what he believes. But I encourage you to watch the deep dive when it drops. And I don't remember the date that it's dropping in, but in the next week or so, that deep dive. So there'll be more on him. But he also, we always blame Ginny for her crazy belief system and how she's embedded in that. And like, she comes from this place of just blind her faith. He has a bit of that too, guys. And he literally, so we think that, you know, she's talking, but they both feed each other that. He has some of that too. And again, has brought it to the court. So he's not separating that faith base with, you know, so church and state. And so that's happening there with him as well. However, as far as this question, they are going to unload him. He will be going. And I have the 5 of Wands, which is conflict, major conflict. You have the 4 of Wands in reverse and the Fool in reverse. This is talking about he's been extremely reckless, and clouded judgment. This is all about, he's being canceled. When you have the 4 of Wands in reverse, that's like a canceled event. He's being canceled, guys. He's out. He's out. And all of this, all his misaligned values, it's going to come to the surface. That's what really and everything that was dropped in regards to him from my spirit team. Literally, when you get that 10 of Cups in reverse, that's misaligned values that he's trying to push on everybody else. And that's going to be part of his downfall.
I just heard like chosen one. Like, he really does feel like he is like this chosen individual, based on kind of like what we talked about earlier, that he is one of these people. And it's just so mind-boggling for me, you know, to see someone, you know, a person of color, you know, someone from my own race to be in this position. And it's like, dude, don't you know that you are just a puppet? And
I was waiting to say the exact same thing when you all got done, and
I'm like, it's like, where, like, what rock are you under, for God's sake? Damn, man. Like, I mean, we do not claim you.
What a disappointing representation.
Horrible.
You know, he has been. It's been heartbreaking from way back, you know.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes, it really hurts my heart. I'm just like, wow, you do not represent.
Which is unfortunate, because others who are not of color think that might think that we're down with that, you know, but no, guys.
But that's why he's there. That is why he's there
Right.
to, you know, like, oh yeah, we represent the, you know, the Black community. We're here to help. I mean, look at Clarence Thomas. We have him. No, no. He does not represent at all. And,
not 1 ounce.
It's just awful. It's just awful. And Debbie, someone was asking, when will your deep dive drop?
Yeah, I believe it's in the next week. I can take a look at the dates right now as we run to the couch. And I'm actually gonna pass the baton, Sonja, if you want to start off, because you said it so eloquently.
Sure.
Mud and Lotus.
So I was watching this morning. Agape is a spiritual church out here in Los Angeles, and I was listening to the guest speaker, the Reverend, I can't think of her name right now, that they had on this morning, but her message was, when the mud is ripe, the lotus will rise. And I thought that was just so powerful, because we are in the mud right now. And that mud, because Debbie was talking about, yeah, let's talk about fear and anger and all these different emotions that are coming up for everyone right now. And what sounded so beautiful to me, because if you take all of that, all the emotions, and we really direct it in the way that it needs to go, that's when the mud is going to become ripe. And as we know, lotus flowers are beautiful. So something really beautiful can come from this. It's just that we have to make sure that mud is ripe. So now let's just talk about the mud.
Yes, that's we are all in the mud right now.
The mud is it's anger, it's fear, it's sadness, right? What are some other emotions people are going through and feeling? Hopelessness.
Frustration.
Yes.
Go ahead and write in the chat. This is a shared experience, guys, here on the couch. Yeah, frustration. I just like
disbelief, you know?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, really? This is really what's going on right now.
We have grief, sadness, betrayal. Good one, Cindy. Fear, anger, being absolutely appalled.
I like what Carol said.
There's so many nutrients.
There are nutrients. These are all powerful emotions, and we can actually target it and put it in a way that is going to uplift us.
Despondent. Thank you for this one. Yes. Oppression.
Shell shock.
I felt like 9/11. Yeah. PTSD. Yep. Shell shocked. Pity. Yep. Good one. Anger, outrage. There you go. We are getting into it now. So all these emotions in this mud, building up. So while we're there, confused,
exhausted. Ugh.
That's a big one.
That's part of human, part of our human experience together is we get to feel emotions, right? But how do we use those emotions? So while we're in this mud, we're using it, and we're bringing power, and to the lotus. That's where the lotus will come, because we're feeling right. So
I think part of the big important thing with feeling all of these emotions, whether it's with politics or in your personal life, make sure you are surrounded by people who you can communicate that to.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you're by yourself with it. We've all got each other for sure. We know this. So, as long as we keep sharing this with each other and having these difficult conversations, and I think it helps all of us kind of work through it in our own way. So,
Absolutely.
Let's be the lotus and rise from this. It's also similar to the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? So we have a let's turn this to empower us instead of keep us down in the mud.
Empower it into action.
Right.
We can no longer sit on the sidelines.
We can't.
We have to take action. So whether there is, if you know someone that is not voting, talk to them. Talk to them. Talk to them about the importance of us getting out there, about our words being heard. If there's some way that you can support, look at doing that. If you feel the need to march, then march. But our voices need to be heard. So it's about taking all of that, utilizing the nutrients in the mud so that we can make that lotus rise.
Yep. Let's stir it up. And as we step into our time together in prayer time, I'd like us to start off. So if you haven't put your prayer requests in, do now. We also recognize everyone else that may not be in the chat. We recognize you during our prayer time, unspoken prayers coming in. So we also put that into the light and love here. So go ahead and we mark the prayer requests. I get to come back and be able to highlight them and save them for my prayer list during the week. Sonja actually writes them all down and she keeps.
Yeah, I've been going now and taking a screenshot.
That's a good idea.
So I add them to my prayer list as well.
It's getting a lot, and which is good. We need to do this. So
yes,
go ahead and put your prayer requests in there, and we are going to step into. But while we step into, I just want you to look at the mud. All right. Mm-hmm. And I want you to start stirring, see the stirring of the mud and how we're feeling through our emotions. Yes, that's empowering in itself. We get to, in this human experience, we get to have emotions. Yes, we're going to take that emotion and we're stirring it in the mud together. And you can see us all. This time we're all a little muddy, aren't we? Usually we're linking in. This time we're all a little muddy, which is good because we are creating a lotus together. So we are creating this lotus. And a lot of times when we move together, we can open portals. Right now we're creating this lotus of change and enlightenment and turning what tried to stick us down into mud into life and power.
Yeah, they're not going to hold us down in that mud. We're going to rise from it.
We are rising from the mud.
If I may, because Spirit is laying it on my heart to just sing a quick little verse for everyone. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Not a dry eye in the house right now. So
yes, thank you for that.
We shall overcome. And I just want to go ahead and continue to grab in all the prayer requests. I'm not going to read them off today because we're just going to put them straight. We're all here together. We're taking all the prayer requests that came in that I will speak out loud on my own. But right now, we're just going to place them into the loving light of Source. And we're just together. We shall overcome. We're linked in. We're all muddy, but we're good to go. Hold on tight to each other. And again, I want to encourage you all. You can come back to this place during the week and just link in whenever you need. So blessings to you all as we move on in the week. Feel empowered, be empowered. And we'll see you all next time.